Hello and welcome to The Fix, and today we're going to have a look at this Audi A6. The customer's been complaining about some management lights on to do with the ABS braking system. So let's go and have a look at it and see what's wrong with it. Right, I've started the car up now. As you can see now, the ABS light is there, and I think that light's flashing. That's most probably the handbrake light, and in the middle there you see on the LCD display as well, all the brake lights are flashing from everywhere. So now I'm going to put the diagnostics on it and see what the problem is. Alright, now I've just got the fault codes up here. It's saying brake pressure sensor 1, implausible signal on the top there. Then it's got driving dynamics regulation high pressure switch valve 2 and steering angle sensor voltage supply terminal 30. So that most probably, the steering angle sensor most probably needs calibration. But before that, we've got to look at this fault, the brake pressure sensor. Now I believe that this brake pressure sensor is actually inside the ABS control unit in the module. It's one of the valves, the pressure valves, the sensor in there that's got a fault. So I think to repair that, we're going to have to take out the ABS unit, either get it repaired or replace it. So I'm just going to have a look into that now. Alright, now we're going to remove the ABS pump. So what I'll do first is I'll undo this screw, move this water bottle out of the way. Okay, just leave that like that. And here it is. So first of all, I think what I'll try and do is disconnect it from here. That lever up, red lever, and then just pull it out like that. Okay, that's out there now. So what I've got to, I think what I'm going to try and do is I've got the other unit now. So what I'll do first is I think I'll plug the unit in here and see if I could actually code it up, or if it needs coding or anything. And if I haven't got the right diagnostics equipment to code it up, then what I might do, because the fault is in the mechanical part, is actually a valve sensor that's gone. So we could leave the electronic module like the original one, we could put it onto the other unit and test it that way. Right, here's the other unit that we've bought. See, this unit is, you know, exactly the same number as what we've got on that unit, because that's what you got to make sure of, that it is exactly the same number pump, otherwise it won't work. So now what I'm going to do, just to try it out, if I can, just plug the unit in. So this one's, they've just chopped it off with the plug and everything on it. So if I undo that and I try and plug this unit in onto this wires, actually don't think I'll be able to get it in there. The wire is tucked away behind here. Oh, it's actually clipped in, I think, on the bottom there. So no, I can't get it in there at the moment like that. I'm gonna undo these two bolts here the 10mm bolts. Don't think I've got to take them all off. Just slacken them off. That one. There's one on this side. That's it. Okay, that should be, look at this one. Yeah, it should be enough to pull it off, but before that I'm going to undo these pipes. 14. These two are 13mm. Brake fluid's going to come out. I've actually put a bowl underneath the car. Alright, them two are out now. Got to undo these four top ones. They're 11mm, I think. Yep, 11. That's all the pipes out now, so hopefully now I could pull out the pump. Should just come out. Okay, it's come out. It was actually stuck in that rubber grommet there. As you could see, that hasn't come out. Let me just pull this grommet out. Yep, pull that grommet out of there. So I think that unit's already got the grommet in it, but maybe, yeah, see, that's got the grommet there. So I'll try and fit that in. Let me get some brake cleaner. Clean some of this brake fluid off of there. Right, now I'm gonna just take the pipes off of this one. I think I'm gonna just fit this module in. See where we go from there, because I just fit this whole module in case the electrical part is faulty. So get this there, like so. Yep, that's all slotted into place now. Just check. No, it's not going into that grommet at the bottom. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this grommet out of here and just plug it into there. Okay, that grommet's in its place. Now, I'm gonna get this unit that's it, that's slotted into place. That pin's gone through the grommet. Right now, I'd put these pipes back on. This one. Remember, turn it on by hand first, so it's not cross-threaded. Now that we've tightened our pipes in, all of them are done, I'm just going to plug this plug back in into the control unit. That's plugged in, and then just put the lock down. It's all done now. I've just got to tighten up these two 10mm mounting bolts for this. I've just put the unit that we bought straight in. I haven't changed the electrical ECU module or anything. I'm just going to see if this needs coding, we'll code it up. Just see what the fault codes are. I'm just going to give that a little clean with the brake cleaner. Wash all the fluid off of it. And that's done. Now we're going to have to bleed up the whole system, do the brake bleeding, and check that if it needs coding and what the fault codes are now. Right, I've put the diagnostics on it now, and because we haven't bled it or anything yet, these are all the fault codes coming up from it. So it's basically saying steering angle sensor, that'll need calibration, airbag modules not speaking to the unit because we've changed the unit over, electronic parking brake module, engine control module, it's got these faults, but the fault of the pressure sensor hasn't come up. So the pressure sensor fault hasn't come up, and it's saying here checking coding version of model in drivetrain. So I'm going to try and delete these and see how many of them we could delete. Okay, so I think it's, if I read, no, I've cleared them already. So if I read the fault codes now, that's it there, and it's got just no or incorrect basic setting adaptation, so that means the coding is wrong. So if we do the coding, that must probably get rid of all the ABS lights and the traction control lights. I'm going to try and code this module in. At the moment I haven't got the software available to code it, so what I'm going to do, because the fault is in the mechanical part of this unit in here, one of the valves sensors is faulty there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this electronic unit off with the module, the actual ECU, and I'm going to put it onto that one. So I'm going to take that one back out, put this module onto it, and then take it from there and then bleed up the system and everything. So if I give it a quick clean with the brake cleaner before I take it off. Yeah, so I'm going to take off these 4 screws. Okay, now they're taking that module off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this one onto that new module that we've bought, or the pre-owned one, but I'm going to put this onto there. I've taken the unit back off over there, so now I've taken the screws off, so I'm going to take this unit off. Okay, and then I'm going to put our original unit on here, so this way we won't have to code it or anything. And because the fault was in the wait a minute, I'm putting it in wrong. Right, that goes in this way. So if I just slot that in like that and put these screws back on. Now because this ECU, this electronic control unit, is the original one from the car, so all the coding and everything is all okay, so we won't have to try and change that now, because the fault was in that section, the mechanical part with the valves and things in it. So if I put this original ECU back in, then hopefully we'll just have to bleed the system, clear the fault codes, and it'll all be working okay. Now first of all we're going to bleed the braking system now, because I've put the, as you can see, I've put the ABS pump and everything back on now, and now I'm just going to bleed the braking system, but all of a sudden this engine strut thing stopped working, so it's not holding the bonnet up. So if I just pull this panel off, open up the brake fluid reservoir, and I've got to put some brake fluid in here. While we're bleeding it, we've got to keep this topped up. There's a bit too much in there at the moment, but that's all right. Okay, right, I'm going to start off from the wheel that's furthest away from the reservoir. So the reservoir was on the right front of the car, and this is the left wheel, the far left on the back. So first of all, I'm going to take this dust cap off. It's a bit stiff, so I'm doing it without taking the wheels off or anything, because I want to get this done quickly. Taking that off, so there's the bleed nipple. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get somebody to sit in the car and pump the brake pedal, and then I'm going to, when they hold the brake pedal down, I'm going to undo this bleed nipple and let all the air out of the system, and I do that to all four wheels. But first of all, we're going to start off with the one furthest away from the reservoir. Hold it! Pump! Hold it down! Pump! Hold it down! Alright, pump! Alright, hold it down. I'm just going to wash this off with a bit of brake cleaner, and I'm going to go and do the other back wheel and then do the front. So if I just put this cap back on, I think that one's done. Okay, now we've got another problem. What actually happened is I thought the fault was on the mechanical unit here, So I put this is the original ECU for that goes on the back of that, and this is the one that we bought. So what I had done just now, I changed it over and I put this one on it, the original ECU, so I wouldn't have to code the car or anything. Usually 9 out of 10 times the fault is in the mechanical bit, but this time it's turned out to be in the electrical bit. So what I've done, I've put that one back on, the one that we bought. This is the original one out the car. Now what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to code this in. So I've taken off the mechanical bit off this and I left it like this because that lead, that plug that goes in here, it's not long enough. So that plug should fit into here now. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to put the plug in here, read the coding off of this, and then put it into that one. Okay, I'm just going to undo this screw to get this bottle out the way. So if I just put that screw there, put that bottle aside there. See, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to undo this plug. So if I put that red lever back and then press that in the middle and then just pull this lever out, then this plug would come out like that. Okay, we've got the plug this far. Now I'm going to plug the original unit in and then just flick it on. That's on there now. We should be able to read the coding off of this on the diagnostics tool, and whatever coding we read off of this, the number in there, then we're going to program it into this unit. Okay, now I've put it on the Audi A6 and the brakes. So now what I'm going to do, the function, calibration, and then continue. Okay, now I'm going to do the code control unit. So if I click OK there, right, and then say it's a faulty variant coding and all that's given all the information. So if I just tick that and do continue, right, ignition, engine off, ignition on, no faults in control system. Okay, now it says on here that the code stored is 20830, right? And it says change value over there, but we're not going to change the value yet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a picture of this code. Okay, now I've got a picture of this code. What I'm going to do now is go and plug in the unit back in the car, and then we're going to put this code in that unit. Right, now we've got the code out of this, so I'm going to unplug this and plug this back into here. Like that. Press that clip down, and I had to put a stick on there to hold the bonnet up because that collapsed. The actual shock for the bonnet collapsed. So now I'm going to go and change the code. Alright, now that I've plugged that unit back in and it says do you want to change the value, so I'm going to click on the yes, and now it says enter a new value, so I've taken a picture of it. So it is 203 no 208, got it mistake there, 20830, and now I'm going to click on the OK. Oh, an error has occurred, hang on a minute, to start again. I'm going to put it in again, 20830, and say OK. Okay, see now it says stored, so it's actually stored this code into the unit that we've put into the car. So just press OK, and that's done. All right, now that we've coded the unit in and everything, I'm going to switch on the ignition, and if you can see the traction control light went off from there, and the ABS light. Let me just switch it off again and show you again. If I switch it on, see the traction control light and the ABS light, they should go off now. That's it. That's how the normal procedure is. And then you start it up. Started the car up now, and look, all the lights have gone off. And now we're going to check on the diagnostics the fault memory. I'm reading out the trouble codes. Here we have no trouble code stored in system. So that means that this is hopefully now cured. We'll just take it for a test drive to make sure. Okay, now we're going to go for a test drive. Okay. So far so good. Otherwise these lights used to come on like a Christmas tree, and it used to make loads of beeping noises and everything, really annoying noises after about a few seconds. So now it seems to be cured. Okay. Right, now seems like our problem's been cured on the car. Everything is working as it should. No lights turning up on the dashboard. You know, no ABS lights or nothing. So all the engine management lights are off. And if you haven't already done, please subscribe to the channel. And I've noticed that a lot of people are viewing the videos, but they're not subscribing to the channel. But if you subscribe to the channel, you'll be supporting the channel to get more videos out there. So please do subscribe and click the bell icon so you could get all my future videos. And remember, don't jinx it, fix it.